Alright, so this is my review of the episode The Full Moon, because I have some things to say about it, and this episode released on the last day of May on Friday. A few months ago, I did make a video of Stolitz is really worth the hype, and my point still stands. If these two are going to try to work something out, then they both equally need to put the same amount of effort. Anyway, on to the song. It's certainly not one of the best, but it's pretty catchy, and it's also pretty fun. I also really like the differences between Stolas and Blitz, where Stolas is just, oh no, I'm gonna die alone. And then Blitz, we're gonna fuck. Of course, Bryce Pinkham is really good as singing for Stolas. Brandon Rogers, I'm glad he was able to finally sing in Helluva Boss. And then there's the cherubs plot, which I can't really say much about because it was fun, although it carried on for way too long. This should have been the subplot. And to be honest, I cared more about the Dhorks than I did for the cherubs because they seemed more compelling to me, especially in this scene too. Also, the animation in this episode is incredible, and I think this scene might have had the funniest joke in this episode.
And we can't very well say children. Not after last time.
Another thing I would have really loved to see is IMP going on a rampage and fighting all those humans, because that would have been really fun. I mean, come on, IMP is they are the main characters, or so they're supposed to be, right? Right? Also, Loona speaks again in this episode, which I'm honestly really happy about. I mean, even I myself had a feeling that she would speak in this episode somehow, because, she's been absent for quite a while, and it's nice to hear her voice again. And to be honest, I liked Loona in this episode. I think she was utilized very well, and I'm glad she was a part of a fight scene again. I'll get to the fight scene later. I am quite certain that everyone loved this scene because no one was expecting Fizzarolli to be in this episode, but they were pleasantly surprised. I think they could have probably skipped the other shops where Blitz was going to buy toys and just to go to Fizzarolli's, because then that would have saved a lot of other time for other extra things. And I'm just glad that Fizz and Blitz are buddies again, and they're getting along very well now. I like seeing Blitz's growth as a person. I am so glad this episode has a fight scene and that Loona is present, because when was the last time Loona was present in a fight scene? That was like during Truth Seekers.
That your first instinct is that it's always about sex.
What? So have you, Stolas. Like, 90% of the interactions you've had with him are about sex. Don't even get me started.
Who dare threaten my impish little plaything?
I cannot wait to feel your slimy inside of my...
Stolas, don't act like what we have is anything but you wanting me to fuck you, okay? You make that really clear all the time.
Am I going to get any thank you for the rescue, Bitsy?
Well, I suppose you should. Want me to fuck your brains out tonight?
Very much so.
Passionate fornication.
Oh, so you're a kinky little imp, are you? Do you like it when I talk to you dirty?
I want you to me with your... I can guarantee you all special access.
I really want to talk about the scene, and I'd like to say that this is probably the best scene in the entirety of Helluva Boss. And it's just very interesting to show how toxic their relationship is and how bad they both are at communicating. Because in this case, they were both in the wrong. But Stolas could have texted or at least called Blitz beforehand saying that he does not want to sleep with him. He's just spewing out all the random information saying that he had feelings for Blitz and that the transaction hasn't been working. Also, it feels like there's a lot of things about Stolas that are being forgotten about in this show. Because, remember Octavia? Gee, Stolas, I thought you loved Octavia. There was this one point in the scene where Stolas told Blitz that he wants him to stay, but he says that you can stay if you want to. And then once Blitz decides to stay, Stolas is just like, oh, I'm done, I don't want to talk to you anymore, even though he gave him a choice. For reasons of why Blitz was also in the wrong was because he was being very forceful, even when Stolas said no, and tried to talk to him. Blitz just wasn't getting it, and he misunderstood it, because Blitz does not know at all what true love is. He doesn't. So whenever someone told him that he loved him, He just wouldn't believe him. I'm pretty sure something similar probably happened with Verostica, where she actually loved him, but Blitz didn't understand.
That's enough to know what this is.
What? Fuck you, Stolas. You spring this feelings bullshit on me. Are you fucking kidding? Can I get a fucking minute to think after everything you put me through, you pompous, rich asshole? Treat me like one of your little butler imps? You can't just dismiss me like that. I mean, you royal fucks think you can do this every time. Like you can just play with our feelings because we're smaller and not as important.
Holy shit. I mean, when I saw this in the trailer, I was so excited to see this scene. Also, I think this episode proves that Blitz actually loves Stolas because he chose to stay, and if he didn't care, then he would have already left by now. Overall, I think this episode was alright. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I think it had some really good moments, and some moments that were kind of forgettable to me. I didn't have a lot to say about the cherubs plot. Just a small nitpick I have is that the credits have no music. All what it is just silence. But imagine if the music that was playing during the credits was the music that started playing during the credits of Aussie's, but was in reverse.
Blitz, I think so very highly of you. I didn't realize you think so low of me.
What the fuck? What did you just call me?
My book, Blitzø. You are so cute when you are serious.
Hey, Stolitz only cares about having a rugged peasant raw dog him into his mattress.
Sound fair, my little imp? And it isn't supposed to be lent out to itty-bitty imps like yourself.
Oh,
And if he's only here as a prisoner, what kind of monster does that make me?
I mean, Stolas is just a loud, thirsty bitch who loves feeling the thrill of getting dicked by the lower class. It's a novelty to him.
This is a really bad time.
When isn't it a bad time, Blitzø?
What is it? Save it, bitch. I'm working.
You both need to get a room.
Hey, I am not a day hooker.
Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already.